So today I'm going to be speaking with one of the most interesting men that I have met in the last little while. Someone tagged me on one of his posts on Instagram, and ever since then, we've become fast friends. And of course, he's from Detroit, and I have a soft spot for Detroit. People have negative things to say about Detroit because of whatever things that have been happening that media likes to put focus on, but I have a soft spot for that city. I love Detroit. The time that I spent living there was some of the most memorable moments of my life. And it always seems to be that whenever I meet people from Detroit, they're always such genuine people. And I'm not surprised because everyone I met during those years was always so nice and always so friendly and always so like, you felt like you were going to see someone's grandmother or their auntie or their uncle. Like people just were really, really warm and friendly and hustlers. Like some of the biggest hustlers I ever met when it comes to business, when it comes to getting your shit done, were from the city of Detroit. Some of the most amazing people. So this man, I'm so excited that I'm able to have a few minutes to chat with him before he goes back to America and leaves Ghana. He's made such an impact here and he's doing such great things. And he's become the very first African American from the diaspora who's been installed as a chief in NEMA. NEMA has never done this before, so stay tuned as we have this chat. I hope you love him as much as I do. He's just such a warm and loving and contagious personality, so I can't wait for you to meet him. So we're gonna have a chat with Tafari in a minute. All right, so I'm sitting here with Tafari, and like I said, he's one of the most interesting people that I have met in Ghana. And thank God for social media, because sometimes you meet the most interesting people who become friends from social media. And someone, as I said in the intro, tagged me on one of his posts about some wahala here in Ghana. And
Wahala.
ever since then we have been, fast friends, and we've been, connecting and stuff, meeting up to have food, because you always bond over food, right?
We eat a lot.
I know, right?
This is like what, our fourth
I
meal?
know. And if he was staying longer, there would be more. But I know there'll be more in the future when you
Yes,
come back.
yes.
When you come back. So Tafari, I want you to talk a little bit about yourself. You're from Detroit, Michigan. What led you on the path to end up in Ghana?
That's a very, very big question, but I'll give you the Cliff Note version.
Right.
So November 2019, I found myself in Brazil. I was on a retreat, and it was a medicinal retreat. This was also a healing retreat. And while on this retreat, I participated in several indigenous ceremonies with indigenous people in Brazil. And one of these experiences led me to having a vision where my ancestors, a group of ancestors, appeared before me. And while I was having this vision, I realized that I was literally on a slave ship.
What?
Yes, I was in Bahia, Brazil, in the rainforest, doing a medicine ceremony. Some people may be familiar with ayahuasca, but I was doing an ayahuasca ceremony. And ayahuasca is a plant-based medicine that helps you manifest through trauma, through different things that could cause maybe some negative impacts, and you're trying to break through, to overcome, to become. So I was on this experience, and during this experience, that's when the ancestors came to me, and that's when I realized that I needed to stop everything that was going on in my life and come to Ghana.
Wow.
Come to Ghana. And I shared this experience with a few friends, and they're like, please come to Ghana. We will explore, we will evaluate. And in November 2019, I said, okay. I went back to the United States after leaving Brazil. I worked like crazy and I purchased my ticket to come to Ghana. And I came to Ghana for the first time, March 2020. To be very specific, it was March 9th when I arrived.
Oh, that's my birthday.
Yes. So March 9th, 2020 is when I came to Ghana for the first time. And as many of us know, this is around the time where coronavirus was becoming a real thing for many of us.
Around the world.
But I was here in Ghana and it was not real for me because I was swept up. I was swept up in the enchantment of Ghana. I was swept up in the culture of Ghana, the history of Ghana. And for me, coming from the United States, for me being here as a diasporan, it was a place in a time of discovery. So when I came last year, literally a year ago, I came to discover and to figure out, why did I have this vision? Why did that vision lead me here to Ghana? And a year later, now I know why.
No, it's really, really interesting that you say that you were enchanted. Because, I mean, at that time, the pandemic hadn't hit Ghana yet. It was a few days later when the first few cases came. But you were enchanted. What exactly was it? Can you pinpoint what it was that you felt like it really captivated you?
Well, the first thing that captivated me coming from the United States was the second day that I was here, and I left my place in Osu, Accra, and I walked to Oxford Street in Osu, and I realized I was just walking, and I was simply just walking. I was not walking as a black man. I was not walking as a person trying to be safe or feel safe. I was just walking and everything just felt natural. The enchantment came from people just embracing me. The enchantment came from me just literally breathing naturally. And that was never something that I felt that I had in the United States. Here, I'm a man. I'm simply a man. I'm simply a human. In the United States, I'm more. I'm a black man. I'm marginalized. I'm profiled. But when I came to Ghana, I was seen simply as a man. And for me, that was refreshing. It was inviting, and it to me made me realize that I could just exist being here. And that opened up so much for me 1 year ago. And it made me realize that this is where I needed to be. This is where I wanted to be. And this is where I felt like I could manifest my best self. Hence my return to Ghana for the second time.
So this is your return, your second time in Ghana.
Yes.
And so in coming back this second time, you've come back when the pandemic is real. Like it is in Ghana as well. Not as bad as it is in the rest of the world,
Correct.
Especially in the US. So in your decision to come back, did you have any apprehension to come in? Because I know a lot of people think that Africa is, falling apart, that there's, there's no control here, because people really don't know what's happening on the ground.
Right.
So why did you decide to come back knowing that the pandemic was still ongoing in the world? And once you got here, how has it been for you?
Honestly, when I left the day before the borders closed, when I was on my flight to the United States, that KLM flight, the only thing I could think about, I knew America was going to hell. I knew that there was lots of things in the news, but I was still in a state of enchantment with blackness, with Ghana, with returning to my roots, with discovering deeper what it was to be in Africa as an African. I'm a Pan-Africanist, so it was so deep to me. The only thing I cared about was returning and being safe when I got back to the United States so that I could come back. So it was never a question of like, how safe should I be to come back? It was really a question of, when can I come back? And when I left, every week when the president, Nana Akufo-Addo, announced his weekly Sunday addresses,
He did. You watched them?
I watched them every time. I'm like, when are the borders going to open? When are the borders going to open? I always waited for that. But in the meantime, I had a lot of connections here in Ghana that became more than connections. They became friends. So it wasn't me from the United States like looking at the news. I'm literally talking to my friends, my brothers, my sisters, finding out like what their experiences are, what's happening in the local markets, what's happening on the Trotro, what's happening at Makola, what's happening here, what's happening there. And I was getting firsthand accounts from people that I knew. And I realized that the threat was serious, people were being cautious, but at the same time I remained steadfast in my desire to return no matter what. So I remember in August of 2020, when the president announced that the borders were going to be opening, like what, September 4th or September 5th?
The airport opened.
Yeah, like something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm booking a ticket. I did not care. I did not care what was happening in the United States. I did not care what was happening in Europe. I knew that Ghana was a safe place. Ghana was a beautiful place, and this is where I needed to come to pick up where I left off. When I came to Ghana in March of 2020, it was really only supposed to be like a 2-week trip. But after that second week, I'm like, I need more. I can't leave, I need more. But then the borders closed. So for me coming after the borders were open in September, it was to pick up where I left off. But I had no idea that the pickup would lead to where it led to today, which is so far from what I actually expected. And it's been such a beautiful process. It's been such a beautiful experience to return in such a major way when a lot of people are afraid. I'm like, oh, I need a COVID test? To me, that was not a sacrifice. Oh, I need to quarantine. To me, that was not a sacrifice. I thought about my friends and my family who were here trying to move through markets being closed, trying to move through economic disadvantage because tourism ended. I wanted to come to see how I could impact, how I could be a force, how I could be an agent, even through hard times. Even through hard times, I saw light. And I think that's the beauty of being Black, period. No matter where we are, we've gone through dark times, but we always see the light. And for me, Ghana was the light. And I wanted to come shine through and help others shine through. And I think that that's manifested since I've been here, since I've been back since November. I've never been the type of person to know my purpose. My best friend, Brian, he's always known his purpose. He always knew he was going to go to college. He knew what he was going to do after college. I never knew. I just existed, but I existed in a big way. But when I was in Brazil, like my passion and my purpose was actually manifested before me, and it woke me up. And I realized that my purpose is for you. My purpose is not for me. My purpose is community. So when I say I realized my purpose, I realized that my purpose was to be here for my community, the Black community, the diaspora community, the continental African community. And when I thought about and realized and recognized what the purpose was, and I look back on the work that I've been doing, community-based work, charity work, none of it has been for me. I'm an artist, first and foremost. What do artists do? We create, we give, we create and we release. And it's not necessarily for us. It's for others. And when I thought about the purpose of me being here for you, I thought about how I could reach young Black boys who have and who are living through experiences that I lived through, whether that's extreme poverty, which I have overcome, whether that's been homelessness, whether it's been challenging educational situations, even if it's been challenging political situations where you feel marginalized. I want to help people manifest through that so that they can be a steward for their community, so that they can better their community. And I realized when my purpose was revealed and the work that I've been doing has been this purpose, it made me even want to work harder. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize I was working hard. I was just doing what came naturally from my heart. Mm-hmm. But these visions that I had woke me up. And once I felt like I woke up, it made me stronger. Mm-hmm. And coming back to Ghana this time has been the extreme manifestation of that.
Thanks for watching part 1 of my conversation with Tafari. Stay tuned for the next episode, part 2 of my conversation, where he actually talks about when he became a chief in Nima.